Right. In this episode, we are going to take a look at database table properties. And basically, we'll be looking at validation rule and then input mask. Right. I have with me here 2022 pre-state. Three members. Now, in database table, we have design view and datasheet view. So when you are working from design view, you just double click a datasheet view, you double click design view, you right click and choose design view. Now, let's start with the first question. It says, add black grid lines and a sunken cell effect for the table. Now in database, which is also similar to our spreadsheet and Word, if you don't know where to find it, like they are talking about cell effect. Cell effect. The cell formatting. So cell formatting. Or format cells. When you go there, you will see all the properties there. Alternatively, text formatting, you see an arrow here, you click on it, datasheet formatting. So when you go to tell me what to do, you say format cell. Format cell. Right, and then format cell, this is sunken effect, you click on it. Then according to the question, so there are three effects, sunken, raised, and then flat. So sunken, you can be given a question to insert maybe background color and alternate background color, as well as the grid line colors. Again, watch out for the grid line. You can be given a question to remove the vertical or horizontal grid lines. There we go. Right. And if you want to also change maybe the column height or the row height and then the column width. Let's say column A name, you right click, you will see field width. Then you can choose, sometimes you can get a question that says standard width, or they will give you a specific width. Let's say 30. And then again, the same applies to the row height. You right click, row height, let's say 16. Right, so that's how we do it here. And then again, in datasheet view, you can be asked a question to sort. Let's say I want to sort according to the name. I select the name, ascending order. If you don't know where to find the sort, you can go to the search and type sort. Then there's one important thing here also, which is the totals. Let's say, for instance, we want to find the total age or the average age for all the female. So first of all, you must filter by going to gender. There's an arrow there. We select only the female. Click OK. And then you see the totals under the record section, totals. Then it will activate the total row for you. Then the age, you click there. Let's say we're looking for average. Right. So this is all about datasheet view. Now, validation rule and then the input mask. Let's check the next question. Right. Insert a primary key on the most appropriate field in the membership table. Now, the primary key is always the field that is unique. And in most cases, the primary key is assigned to either a code or maybe something that's unique. So how do you assign it? Just go to the datasheet view. I don't want to save it. Let's go to Datasheet view. And then you will see, or you realize that the membership code is unique. You cannot give a primary key to name because the names can be repeating, or age, or membership because they are repeating. So the best one will be the code. You right click and then you choose primary key to assign the primary key. Right. And then now the next question. It says, format the amount raised to currency. Two decimal places must be displayed. So the amount raised, yes, amount raised, you might change it to currency. All the amounts must be currency, take note. And then the decimal places from the properties, we change it to 2. Then the next question, study the data in the membership code field in the datasheet view to determine the format of the data in the field. In the design view, change the member code field as follows. Set the field size to match the data and create an input mask. Input mask character code, always learners refer to it. But now this question wants us to create an input mask. Let's go to the input mask character code. 0 represents a digit, which is compulsory. 9 is a digit, which is not required. Hashtag is a digit or space. Entry not required. And then are displayed as blank while in edit mode, but blank are removed when the data is saved. Plus and minus sign are allowed. So 9, we don't allow plus and minus, but in the hashtag allows plus and minus. So you must always refer to it. L is a letter which is required. Question mark is a letter which is optional. A, capital A is a letter or digit. Small a is a letter or digit which is optional. Then any character or space, we use this one. And then any character or space optional, we use capital C. So you must always refer to it when you are inserting an input mask. And then less than will always convert everything to lowercase. Greater than will convert everything to uppercase as well. Now this question is a higher order question. It says we need to check the code and set the appropriate data. We set the appropriate number of characters, which is the field size. So to set it, I always prefer this method. You go to the datasheet view, try to use this arrow here to narrow the code so that you will see which one is the longest. You realize that is this one, Brendan for hashtag code is the longest. Yes, because you see that that's where when I drag it, is the first one with the E. So we need this. And then again, you look for the shortest. So the number of characters will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the field size should be 13. Now we go to the input mask. You write this on your question paper, the longest one. Right. And then I take the shortest one as well. I think the shortest one will be Anna 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's the shortest one. Also, you copy it. Or Jeff 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, it's this one, that's the shortest. So you write them on your question paper inside situation. Right. I will increase the font and show you the techniques. So now you have the longest and then the shortest. Now let's take a look at how we can deal with it. You will see the first characters are letters. The N, so you see A-N-A, B-R-E, the first three are all letters. And all of them are having. So a letter, all of them have a meaning that is compulsory. So letter, that is compulsory is L, capital L. Don't forget, the first letter is capital letter, so put greater than, and then L. But then R, E, and then N, A, they are small letters. So we put less than 2L. Right. And then for the branding, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are other 4 letters. That branding is having, but then Anna doesn't have. So it means it's optional letter. An optional letter, we use question mark. So there are 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then followed by a number. Each of them are having a number, which is 0, compulsory. So the number, which is 0. Then the hashtag code, everyone is having hashtag code. So we put them in inverted comma, hashtag code. Right. So basically greater than is this one, the first letter, and then less than is to smaller case. But then only the second, the next 2 ones are the ones that are compulsory. N, G, A, N, this one doesn't have, so it will be question mark. So this will be our input mask for that question. And then the number of characters will be 13. So we go to the input mask for membership code, input mask. They even put a hashtag for you, so you needed to put a code. Right. So this will be our input mask, and the number of characters will be 13. So input mask, always go and check. If they give you an example, try as much as possible and then write them in that way, then you'll be able to solve it. You must write them following each other, then you circle each of them 1, 1, 1, then you'll be able to write the proper input mask code. Right. Now let's look at another question regarding input mask. I'm going to take Limpopo question paper. No, not Limpopo, GDE 2021. It says, create an input mask for the flight number field for users to enter data in the following format. 3 compulsory letters. So we know that 3 compulsory letters will be 3L. Capital letters. So to be greater than 3L. It will be greater than 3L. Followed by an @ symbol. That is, you put it in inverted comma, @ followed by 2-digit, required 2-digit, 2 zeros, 1 compulsory letter or digit. And then compulsory letter or digit is capital A. So this will be the input mask for this particular question. Let's check another question as well. 2022. This question as well here for input mask. So this one here says two compulsory letters, capital letters. Like I said, we put greater than, then two else. So this particular question was going to be greater than 2L, followed by 4 digits, that is 4 zeros, either a digit or a letter, which is A for 1. So they gave an example, and then you follow them like that. Right. There are more examples that you can try your hands on for input mask. Like this one here, it says create an input mask. This was 2020 DBE, lowercase letters. The first character is a full stop, followed by 2 compulsory letters, followed by 1 optional. So lowercase, meaning you choose less than. So that one is a lowercase, so less than, followed by full stop in inverted comma, and then 2 compulsory letters and 1 optional letter. So 2 compulsory letters, 2 L, and optional letter. So you can try your hands on so many input mask questions from different question papers, and then you solve them. So this was also Northwest 2021. One compulsory capital letter followed by the hash character, followed by 4 compulsory digits and 1 optional letter or digit. So they gave an example, 1 compulsory capital letter, which is greater than L, and then followed by hash character and 4 compulsory digits and 1 optional letter or digit. So the hash in compulsory digit, you put the hash in inverted comma, and then 4 compulsory digits, 4 zeros, and 1 optional or letter or digit, which is small a. So this would have been the input math for that question. So try and answer most of these input math questions, and then you'll be able to solve more the questions that might come tomorrow. Right. Let's go back to our questions again, still under table properties. Right. It says insert a field called membership card with a suitable data type so that the document or files with proofs of members can be included. Now, membership card, it will take document or files. So the appropriate data type will be maybe because the files are going to could be attachment, or could be OLE object. Maybe they are in picture form. So 3.1.5, we create a new one, membership card. And then take note, sometimes they can tell you to create it in between some cells or some fields. So you right click there and then say insert row. So if I want it to be in between these two, that's what I'm going to do. Membership card. And then the data type that's appropriate will be attachment, because we are going to attach document to it. Or you will not be wrong if you also choose OLE object, which stores multimedia. It could be images, could be sound and others. But then the best one is attachment for this particular question. Next one, values entered for gender field must be male or female. Insert a suitable validation rule. Now, whenever you are dealing with validation rule text, for validation rule, if it is text, we use, like this one, they are talking about male or female. You put them in inverted comma, male, separated by or, and then female. Right. But if it is numbers, we use between, let's say from 1 to 10, between 1 and 10. That means from 1 to 10. If it is also date, we use between, let's say between 1st, 01 of January 2010 and 31st December 2022. Or they can say, and now, from that date to now. So these are basically the validation rule for numbers and tell, or if you don't know where it began, you just say maybe greater than or equals to now, like for date. That means after or today and then after today. From the current date, greater or equals to now. In database, we don't use today, we use now for the current date and time. Right. So we will look at some of these questions for validation rule. Let's take a look at validation rule June 2021, and then Western Cape question 5.1, DBE 2021 question 5.1. We will get validation rule questions. So I will take DBE 2021 5.1. June 2021, question 5.1. Right. So let's check the question for that one, 2021 DBE. Right. 5.1. Insert a new field region ID. Place the new field as the first field. Set the primary key. Set the data type to assign an automatic number. And change the new value property of this field to assign random numbers. Then we were asked to insert an input mask as well. So this one does not have validation rule to automatically display values 10. Right, let's take a look at this question. It says we must insert the new field called region ID. And then the new field should be place the new field as the first field. Yes, it should be as the first field. So it meaning that it's going to replace vehicles. You right click, insert row, and then region ID. And then it should be automatic, that means auto number. And then the question also says we have to set a primary key to it, an auto number, and then a new value property to random number. So we set primary key to it. And the new value property, instead of increment, we make it random. Right. So that's all about this question. And then the next one, study it, and then we change the region code, and then we set the input mask. So let's go back and check the region code. Then we set appropriate input mask. So this is the region code. The data type, the field size, like I always tell you, you must squeeze it and get the longest one. Then you scroll down to see. I think the longest ones are these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6. The longest one is 6. Right. And then how do we insert the input mask? So you see that the longest one is 6. It starts with UN, then. So all of them are having the first two are the letters and then 4 digits. But there are some that are having only 3 digits. So meaning the last one is optional. First 2 letters are compulsory. Yes, this one has only 2 digits. Only 2 digits. Yes. So it has the maximum number of digits is 4, but then others are having 2 digits. And then, so this is the region code. The field size will be 6. And then the input mask, the first 2 are letters greater than 2L. And then 2 zeros, because there are 2 numbers as well. But the last 2 numbers are optional, because there is some that are having only 2 digits. But in maximum, there should be 4 digits. So this should be the appropriate input mask. Right. Other property that we must also take note will be default value. Default value meaning automatically displayed. Like this one here, change the staff available field to automatically display the value 10 in all new records. That means we set the default value to 10. So staff available, default value should be 10. Right. There are times that, let's say, you'll be having a question like this situation, then they tell you to insert, let's say, a new field called country. And then the country should take out the value from the TBL countries. And that one is the lookup wizard. So you can also use the lookup where it says the display control, you change it from text box to combo box. And then the row source type should be table or query. Then the row source, you select the table. So this is the lookup also. You change it to combo box. If you are going to type the values yourself, like for instance, gender, which we are going to take the values ourselves. So go to lookup, you change it to combo box. And then instead of the row source to be table or query, we select value list. Then we type the values here under the row source. But when you click on it, you see the 3 dots here. Click there, then you can type them male and then female. So that they'll be here. If you can type also, you put them in inverted comma. So when we go there, those 2 fields, country, when you click there, all the countries are listed there. And then the gender also male and female. Right. So this is also another table property you must look out for. Then other properties is required. Required, which is yes, that means a must. If you get a question that says must, let's say everybody must have a vehicle. So you go there, required, you choose yes instead of no. And then the date, let's have date here also as well, which is date and time. Now, like I said, validation rule. If it is from the current date. Let's say between 01/01/2010, like what I told you, space and now. As you start typing now, you see the FX, you close the bracket. Right. So the date will already automatically have the hashtag. It will pick the format. But when you are typing, type it in the basic format, the day / the month / the year. You type the basic format as well. Right. This is the table properties. In our next episode, we will be looking at calculated fields in a table, and then you go to queries. Go to the channels, then you see more of these videos.